Welcome back to Captain of Industry. My name is Nilaus and I will be your guide on this walkthrough and let's play of this wonderful game. I am enjoying it so much and I'm enjoying it even more because it seems like you are enjoying it as well. And that is just the perfect combination and allows me to continue. I'm streaming it also on Twitch, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. Central European Time, Twitch TV/Nilaus, and you're very welcome to drop by. That is where we do the experimentation and design so that I can show it to you here and pretend that I do it perfectly in the first attempt. If you have been following the comment section below, then you will also have noticed that there is a community member called Besterman who is every episode taking my save games and just making very crisp diagrams of my builds and then making them available as engineering drawings. And I really appreciate it. So a big thank you to him for doing that. I'll try pinning those in the comment section below. So that means if you want to copy that, then you don't have to pause the video and just try to figure out how these are here. But you can actually look at those drawings. They are super cool. So big thanks to him for doing that. And that's encouragement if anyone wants to check that out. Just making it a bit more professional around here. Right, what is the objective today? Well, we are going to work our way towards this research here called logistics. Advanced Logistics Control. This is going to change the way we're working because at this point in the game you have lots of trucks and they are super inefficient because... Oh, please be a good example here. Come on, give me a good example. That's probably a good example. What happens is... Actually, this is a good example as well. We have some coal here. No, we don't have anything. One of them should have coal. Whatever it is. We have 10 additional trucks and they are just driving all over the place. And that means they're not even going to be here because sometimes if they have like dirt, for example, they'll go really far. Also, for example, here, they go really far with the coal and instead of dropping it off here, so it's available to someone else to come here, then they drop it off. That's something we can fix with the Advanced Logistics Control and make some dedicated routes. It's super amazing, but it's also a bit unintuitive. We have a few things that we have to take care of from previous episode. First of all, since we're going to be doing some upgrades here and there, we are going to upgrade a bit of the storage so we get more storage going and also continue the production. We are going to upgrade our storage here as well. Yep, that's a lot. And we are going to use a lot of iron and a lot of concrete today. So I want to upgrade these two as well. And I don't want this. This is just available. So that gets updated. We are also going to be having a lot of fun with these retaining walls. At first, I didn't like them, and I still find it very difficult to place them. We'll be looking at that as well. But it'll be a very... it's a very, very nice feature once you have it. Right, so while this is working, there are a few things we have to fix. Remember, in the previous episode, I have this fluid, heavy oil that I just said. We'll figure that out. But if this runs full... then the whole diesel thing is going to stop, and that's not a great time. So I need to build over here. I want to build it in a location. Whoa. A gas boiler, so we can boil the gas. And I will build it here, and I will flip it, and then I'll build it here. That means I need to get this out of the way, which is not going to be super comfortable to get that out of the way. Let's build it here. And in, because I need to make sure that there's available for the pipe underneath. All right, and I will stop that. I will build these, and I will hurry up and build them. This will be now coal, and it'll be have an alert, and it will be lower priority, higher priority there. Now this is complaining because it's not getting anything. This will be emptied. They will probably be just... Well, they'll take it somewhere else. But you could have taken over here, but I think that's because they devised the command before we actually did that. Alright, you are pretty much dead. Where did you go? Okay, this can go out, this can go out, and now we have the other one. So now we want to make sure that we get oil in here in a better way, I guess. And the first thing we need is new pipes. All of this is a bit of a rush because we don't want to have it run out. And can I just, quick remove. Hold on. No, that did not connect. So that's the water inbound. Good. Then the next inbound will be here. This is also interesting if we just uncheck the other ones. Then I have heavy oil makes 60 exhaust. So that's a full pipe here. There was an excellent comment in a previous episode, thank you for that, where it says this can only burn 60, but this is potentially making 36 plus 36. Yes, but they're also downscaling, so it's going to be only when it's very highly utilized that it will be exceeding that. But it's a good point nonetheless, and it's probably not worth consolidating this and actually just making 2 smokestacks. And now we need the new stuff inbound. That is, we need a storage. Let's get a big fluid storage because we want to make sure that we can get rid of it. And I will build it. 3 tiles away should be fine to get up. And how much are you consuming? Okay, so we can just make do with a normal pipe. Hold on, this is too far away. Yeah. And press T, then you can get these, and then you can come. I love that feature. It's such a nice one. And also thank you to whoever it was who recommended I could do that. Okay, and here I will be requesting my heavy oil, and I'll just be requesting it aggressively. And I'll also request it just a bit more than everything else. And undo and go. Oops. Also, good pipes in here. Now, you might be wondering how this is going to work. Is this going to be prioritized? Yes. Because the way it works is the boilers here at the back, they will be prioritized because they will put into the pipe first. And that will block the coal-based steam from getting into the main pipe. And therefore, as long as I have anything out here, the coal-based will be stuck. That'll be not consuming any coal, not going anywhere. But if I don't have anything, then it'll go switch back to the coal. So this is the way to do a prioritization without using a balancer. I don't like using balancers during my power designs, because when you do that, you are risking that if it gets out of power, then the pipe balancer requires power, so the whole thing is stalled because the water doesn't flow until there's power, and you can't get the power because the water is not flowing. Now, if we're seeing here, take all of that out, they will be outputting steam. This will be stuck. This will be stuck. Thank you for proving it. It works brilliantly. We're working our way towards here. Now let's have another thing that I want to fix. That is actually retiring the old basic distillers. There's really no point in having them actually make some diesel at this point. I really don't want that to happen. So let's kill those and instead use these production and then loop them back in to the oil here. Now, right now the oil is looking good, but it could look better, I guess. So we can loop this in a few different ways. We can loop it in into here. And I think that's actually what we want to do. We'll try to do that. And then I'll just start removing all of this. All of this. And this is the sewage pipe. So that's also disappearing. The pipe for diesel going into these stockpiles also disappearing. I'm not going to take these out per se. I will simply just make a new line coming from my new here. This one will go over and go straight in here. And of course that will block any production. Yep. Let's get that done. And here. So they just got boxed in, but they can come out now. Whoa, you just phased right through. Nice. And there will be something about routing here. Here, the rubber maker, they're still going to get it. These are still pumping, but they will need to pump the other way. So I will rotate, and I will rotate. And then I will try to get it into a new location. Let's get it here. Oh, that's not connected. Why is it not connected? That doesn't make any sense to me, does it? Okay, then what if I rotate? No. What if I toggle direction? Yes. Now I'm pretty sure I can do it. Okay. Ah, because it's by toggling direction, it doesn't know where it's going. Okay. And with this done, then I should be able to toggle direction now. Toggle direction. Toggle direction. Toggle, toggle. If you didn't know we could toggle direction, now you certainly know. Yeah. Go here, and I'm gonna on the other side, and then I'm gonna go. Just go down. And in here. And probably should have built this as a better pipe. We'll upgrade it afterwards. And now I can get this to merge in. And upgrade. Hold on, how much is this producing? 18 plus 18 plus 18. Okay, so it'll only get 60. Maximum of 60 getting into this pipe. It's fine. It's not fine. Well, it's okay. And I want to prioritize inputs from. Yeah, we'll prioritize inputs from the oil rig out here because this is our backup storage of diesel. If something goes wrong, then we want to have something here that we can use. All right. Now it is, since everything is built, I can start rotating. Toggle directions, and all of this is already toggled that direction, so it is good. These are available, I guess. All right, diesel looks good. I have managed to take out the heavy oil storage, so that is perfect. We are now going over here to see if it's working. Yep, all of our heavy oil has been used for burning, and it'll go back to oil. So this is basically a way for us to get rid of the heavy oil without problems. Now, clap your little hands together. It is time for us to build something that is going to be super difficult to make, but it's going to be extremely rewarding once we make it. Now, I want to make a big build here, and I want to figure out how I want to make it. How do I want to make it? I want to make a ramp down here outside of the area, and we got the logistics control, so we can go to science. And I think I want to do deconstruction efficiency because I know myself, I'm going to be deconstructing things a lot. We'll get the ship weapons and ship armor, so maybe we can send something out. We'll also get steel that's in the not too distant future, and of course we'll get the next construction parts when we have that as well. And then we'll just queue up some random stuff here as well, research that we'd like to get but don't really care about right now, but at least we make sure that we have some stuff queued up. Advanced logistics, here is a tutorial, but why would you need a tutorial? I'll make a structured tutorial on advanced logistics a bit later on, but I want to make sure that I know all the facts, but I can explain this to you here. But first I want to make this into a nice mining facility. And the way I do this is we build these retainer walls. They serve to hold up if you dig a hole, which is actually what I'm doing over here, which I shouldn't be. So here is a good example. If you try to dig down here, then the sand on the side will slide down and you end up sort of having a space a lot bigger than what you actually were digging down. And it's kind of impractical, to say the least. So we want to try to avoid that. I try to make sure that when we dig something into the ground, it's actually going to make sense. So that will be, I will now make it on the, let's see, outside. I'll build it here. And these can be placed. Now this is placed basically underground, but you can also place it here, and then you can go up. And then, for example, like this, place it up. So for example, if you're making a hill next to it, you want to retain it, or if I'm digging down, then I want to put it down in the ground. There are some quirks to this, and that's best illustrated when we have something here. It cannot be placed if the bottom or the top is not having flat terrain. So you must have the bottom and top having flat terrain or no terrain. So for example, in this case, I can't build it here because the terrain it's standing on is uneven. But if I just go a bit down, then it can intersect with the ground, and that means that both the top and the bottom are either fully in the air or fully underground. They can't be sort of half in the ground and half up. Hope that makes sense. It took a while for me to sort of like, why can I not place it here? But that means it has to go down. So that is one thing, and it's really difficult to look at the perspective. So that will, at least I have issues with this. So I'm going to take it as far down as we can. I'm going to build a line here, and you know what? I'm going to keep building because this is why we built we upgraded our iron and construction parts in the beginning of this episode was exactly because of this reason. Now, I will build here. And always, I will build the outline of this. So what I want to do at this point is, small excavator has no fuel. Don't care. That's not my problem. It has a fuel truck coming. Do I want another fuel truck? Nah, definitely don't want 4 fuel trucks. We do maybe want a few more excavators and a few more here. So you can never have too many. Well, you can. Oh, this is actually already done. Ooh, this is getting a bit critical, isn't it? And I am going to take these 2 out. And I'm actually going to hurry up and take it out because, oh, we're not mining coal. That's not good. Not good, not good. And here. Right, that is, I think, a good start. So let me get this started. I'm going to here. Is that upgraded? It should be. I did upgrade. Yeah, there it goes. And now let's start digging in. This is started level 4, 3, 2, 1, and we do it here. What happens now is that I will make it flat. These retaining walls can go into 5 high. That means if you are building deeper than 5, then you will literally undermine these locations, and if you undermine them, then it does not work. Okay, that is not working because it is outside of our area. So let's make sure that we have our area covered like this. And also, this area is no longer relevant. So we just need to dig down, but it's also important that we dig down only where we have it. We're running out dangerously low on coal. Here is a corner piece. Corner pieces were a bit annoying to me, but look at them. If I rotate, there, that fits. It's kind of hard to see, but this now fits perfectly, and that's exactly what we want. Let's get a nice big line here. Something is wrong here. Okay, so I have to build it more minutely. And you can build it in all sorts of shapes and make a lot of turns. I am not going to make a lot of turns. The reason I'm not going to make a lot of turns is because it's absolutely painful to make turns. There are a number of things that are important to mention with this. Is that I'm building it deliberately on the... Well, I'm not actually, but I'm trying to. Oh, I missed it again. It's so fidgety here. Okay. So for example, if I mine this, if I mine this, it's perfect because it's on the inside of the wall. If I mine something that's overlapping with the wall, it'll actually dig out also on the outside, and I really don't want that. Even if there are walls protecting it, then it'll still be digging outside the walls, and that's no good. You will take one more. So I am going to... All of these are going to be built. And now we start seeing that we now have a big area. Okay, that's really not what I wanted. Please delete that. Yeah, we're going to cut it here. Nope. It is so difficult to place it. I mean, maybe it's not for you, but for me, I have really tough time finding out sort of the alignment here and the rotation of various things. All right, so I'm going to cut a bit of the area out, but ultimately we will have a very, very nice iron patch. What is also super interesting to notice is that you can see the trucks cannot go through it, even if they're just ethereal or ghostly. They can't go through it. They will not be passing through it. So you can also use these even in this form just to guide where they are working, where they're moving on you. But mainly you have to be careful that you don't mess up. Now, let's talk a bit while they're working on all of this and digging their way into actually getting some coal. I'll do that, and I can also go as far over as here if I upgrade. Okay, I don't have enough concrete slabs. Efficient deconstruction, that's going to be necessary because I'm going to be efficiently deconstructing a lot of things here. Okay, let's talk a bit about the logistics. Now we have another option here on here, no route. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build some roofs for us. And the way it works is that I can specify that this tower has a dedicated route to a specific location. For example, to here. And now this is filtered with coal. That means any coal coming from in here must go to that location. And the must is very important. That means if I cannot put coal in here, the trucks will get stuck. What the great thing about this is that now the trucks here with coal will no longer go and drop it off here. That is the responsibility of the logistics trucks available to assign, but no longer the mining trucks. The mining trucks will now only be working between the excavator and the storage out here. That is a massive improvement. But if you are making it in here, then what I'm finding useful is to make two. So basically saying this is on the inside of the mining network and it's assigned to the mining network, and then it pushes it over to the other one, which will now be available. Anyone can come and pick up from here, but no one will put it into this one except for the ones that are already assigned. Very important distinction here. Now, what if they pick up some dirt? Then they are going to do exactly as they're doing now. They are going to be driving all the way over here, and I don't want them to do that. I want them to be dedicated to this location. So we're going to build another one that will take dirt, rock, and then another one with coal, because of course. And the important part is there's still room to go past here. Are these aligned? Please be aligned. Of course they're aligned. Shh. How dare you even question that? Here, this will now be coal, dirt. Nah, we'll go rock with this one. Not slag, rock, and dirt. Then I go to here. I select the inbounds, and I don't have to specify what material because the material is implicit anyway. And now I can take these two out. They're not necessary anymore. And we will now see that our trucks will stop going outside of their area. Any trucks that are now assigned here will stay in here, except when they need fuel. So this will make them vastly more effective and also need way fewer down here. Okay, way fewer. I have 5. I'm going to put 10. That's a good number, especially as they get a bit further in. It's going to take a bit of time to get back here, but it will give us some options. There's a lot of... What? Has no reachable terrain to spy. Okay, that's because there's only 4 of them available right now. And then as they go in here and expand out, there'll be more availability. Also, they are picking up a lot of dirt compared to the coal that they are transporting. Now, this is dedicated to coal, yes. And I can also just... I don't think this actually matters because they have to put it in here. But I will want to prioritize the one on this side first. Why? Because I will need to feed over into this part, the coal storage. Instead of having them transport over here, why not just take it from this one that will be guaranteed 2 up, and then sneak it in here and in, and then and upgrade. That will now mean that we are, I'll just get this one, and this will be slightly higher priority, I guess, here. They can still, all the other ones can still pick up here, but it will always start flowing out first. Hopefully that'll work. Yep. These are now loose storage 1. They probably should be loose storage 2, but we can always update that a bit later when we feel like it. Interesting what pathing they took there. And we should be starting to see more coal coming in, because coal is kind of problematic. Slag is now a problem. Why is slag a problem? Because coal is a problem, so I'm not producing enough iron in order to get all of this done. Yes, iron is also running out, so we need the coal back up and running. When we have the coal up and running, it should be working a lot better. But iron is also something we're going to be using an absolute absurd amount in order to get this done. Right, that's just expected. Here, this will need to be force empty, force empty. I don't need to force empty the coal, because if the coal is stuck, then it's stuck. But I don't want to have the truck stuck by not being able to unload dirt. That's why I forced this one to be empty. And you can see here all of my idle trucks are rushing in to pick up the dirt and drop them off. So here's another interesting thing. What if I want to say anything that I can use it for many other ways. Like, let me use an example that actually could make sense. This is a potential problem. Like, I have waste here. If I want to say, I want to make sure that I'm always taking the waste and throwing it into a dedicated waste trash pile. Oddly specific, but I want to make a specific waste trash pile right here. Then I can say, don't drop any of that stuff, but only drop waste. I actually don't need to build it. That's the funny thing. And I'm going to be making a pile. Here. It's very specific. And I will now be making a route between this loose storage and that one. Now, what does that mean? That means they will try to go from here into this unload location. You see, just immediately as we did that, they're coming in. I mean, this is atrocious. I did not want to do this, but I wanted to illustrate that you could do maintenance. No growth boost, but maintenance. There we go. I guess it's because of the lack of iron. Ugh. Yeah. And you can also see that it works even though you don't build it. It actually starts flagging this. There is an important distinction. Oh, I absolutely need this one getting out of here. There. There. Weird. But it's gonna... There is a difference between how these work. Because if I do this, then any product must be unloaded here. And for example, if they pick up sand that isn't allocated to any of the locations for the logistics, then they will be allowed to go somewhere else. But if they pick up dirt and this one is full, then they'll be just stuck and saying nowhere to unload. So that's a difference when it comes to trucks unloading materials when they are specified here. But if it's sort of the other way around and it goes towards locations such as this one. This is a mine control tower. You can also link them directly. So you're saying any dirt and stuff that picks up, you can either put it in here or you can go directly over here. I don't want to do that, but you can link things together and you can see how they're linked. This is now linked to all of the boxes as well, but this one is this mine control tower is only linked to the other mine control tower. So it's not like they become one big network. They know which ones they're linked to. And but I don't want it. I'll just click it again and deselect it. You can also, for example, for our trash location, for example, here, I can say the only place you're allowed to drag this is into that one. Now, honestly, between the supply and demand, that's the only thing. But I could do this, and I could be guaranteeing that there's always one truck that's going to be here. And I can even make it saying it's only the accepted truck. If you have some important line that you just feel that it's never really getting there, such as, for example, getting coal in here, then you could say, you know, I'm going to hard assign one truck to only do coal deliveries here. It will still be able to take all the other ones to also go in there, but at least I'll always have one that's assigned there. I will... Didn't I? I didn't do anything for this. But for example, this, I don't feel that's needed, but you might want to do that for example, something like this, where you're just, it's not always getting enough iron in here or enough coal in here, so it's nice to have one that's dedicated to do it. The only problem with this is there is a fair chance that this is going to be standing idle while someone else brings coal in, and then you're kind of missing the point of this. So I prefer not doing it. I haven't found any place where I absolutely must do it. If you have some places where you really recommend it getting done, then yeah, let me know. Coal supply is low. That's kind of intended, so we'll take that out. That was the intention. So now we have a dedicated build here. Look at that. Coal is just so much more effective now. Between our mining walls and our mining setup, and now our advanced logistics, so that the allocated trucks to the mine are only going back and forth. That means they are no longer wasting a lot of time driving back here and also legislating a lot of fuel. There will, of course, still some truck has to go back and forth, but those will be the common ones. Now, in order for this one to work, I want to do the same thing for iron and for over here for the limestone. So let me set that up and show you how I want that to look like. And so we have a bit of time has passed, as you can probably imagine. It takes a bit of time when we need a lot of concrete and we need a lot of iron, and things are just very nice and stable at this point. Let's just have a look at it. This is our build for iron, for coal. It is ready to go out here. We have set up the iron build like this, and they are actually not working. So this was, let's just say this is exactly what I wanted to show you, because I wanted to show you how to set this up. I'm going to go that one down. So they're not going to be doing anything just yet because the area is not in here. So we'll do that. And then they'll start digging out a lot of sand, which will go into that sand container here and be just thrown away as fast as possible. And then we can go in here, and that will be flat, and then simply just spread out to this area. It's going to be glorious, except not here and here, and then even potentially further in as well. That is, we'll keep it like this first. There. So that's going to fix a lot of the iron part. Of course, lack of iron over here, lack of slag. That's kind of useful. What I'm also working on is making a nice ramp here with the ramp, and then going down here. This is even more important when you talk about digging through sand, because sand is, yeah, it's slidey, I guess. And we can get in here and take some of this. It should be careful that when I get closer to these are going up, these retaining walls going up, then I will probably still undermine it. That's why I'm not digging out as really close to it. So here, I'm not digging all the way in. And I will also just take, I think I'll take this out. So you will be going down here as well. What about the iron? Yeah, the iron is digging in here. And the one thing, I'll just allow them to throw sand in the water here. Just temporary. And over here by the copper, then I just wanted to show you how to set it up. The copper is here, and the dirt is here, and the rock is here. This is probably the worst case, because I'm not using that much, but I'm spending way too little time mining and way too much time just running back and forth. So with a simple 1, 2, 3, then all of those problems should be fixed. And we can also start later on just digging down here if we want to, because this is a giant patch here. Interesting how I chose to dig it out, but I'll oops, there. Look at that. And so this is also working. Great. And coal is working. Everything's working. The iron is not working very well because we are still desperately digging into the iron. But once we get that, it's there'll of course be some sand we need to get rid of. But I'm quite happy with this build. This is just a small thing for us. No new crisp designs in this episode though. But well, I mean, I think these are pretty crisp designs. Let's make sure that gets done. That's actually important. I think these are crisp designs. Now our mining operation got so much more, so much smoother. And we can also, for example, set this. This is going to be the limestone. Limestone can go into here. And it can also go directly into sand. Yep. And that one I'm not super sure of. We could also take something like this is the sand. I can also make that go into that sand area. So this can only get sand from those two locations. I can also get, yeah, I could also link it up to here, but then it will make a reserved line, and I don't want that. So that is where we're going to leave off for today. And I think there's a really important section here, because right now we are completely stable with our builds. We are going to scale up our production, or our city, or population storage, so we can get more people in here in the next episode, because then we'll do the steel smelting and next level of construction parts, which means we will get into some higher tech, such as better belts, faster belts. That's a pretty cool thing we can get once we have that. But it's going to be more population, more steel, more construction parts, that kind of thing, because it's a new factory. We also have the opportunity now to upgrade weapons for our ship, and that's definitely something we want to do. And once we upgrade the weapons for our ship, then we're gonna go out and deal with some of the pirates out here. Could probably have gone out here and checked some of those locations. But that's definitely not see, we have ship armor and we have steel smelting, which will definitely be the objectives for the next episode. So I hope you are still finding this interesting and maybe even educational. If you are, be sure to keep up with this series. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel to keep up to date with the new videos coming out, both for Captain of Industry and other games as well. Thank you very much for your support, your likes, your shares. Just also the talk about sort of the stuff we do here, the hangout on Twitch, and of course the biggest thanks goes to the Patreon supporters who are supporting the channel. So thank you very much to all of you who are supporting the channel monetarily. Really appreciate it, and thank you very much for that. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.